Welcome back, fellow Kerbonauts. This is Nerdy Spaceman here, in for the second part of the Minmus landing episode. And here we are, right where we left off. We're in orbit around Minmus, and I think it's time for us to land. So first things first, we gotta pick a spot. We can pick one of these hills here, one of these flats. I usually like to land somewhere with light, so you know that'll be always nice. You can see where you're landing. So I say let's land here somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and add a maneuver here and burn retrograde until we get... There we go. So we want to land between here and here, so somewhere in there. This is going to be good enough. There you go. We get 2-second burn. Let's go ahead and point towards our maneuver node. And warp there. Here we are. Okay, so it's the... Minmus is rotated out from under us, so we're gonna need to drag. Oh, come on, stop. We're gonna drag this out over. Come on now. Oh, that's right. That's what's happening. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we can point our maneuver node, and we can go ahead and time warp. And it's only a 2-second burn, so get nice and close to the time. Okay, so we got 5 seconds out. 3, 2, 1. Burn retrograde and then stop it. Okay, wow, look at that. Okay, almost no energy necessary. And we've got like a very tiny amount of fuel. I'm gonna go ahead and select retrograde. Man, how much fuel do we even have left? We got almost nothing. And I'm gonna go ahead and time warp. Time warp us until we're about halfway to where we want to be, something like that. So somewhere in the middle here. And then max our energy. Go ahead and point. Oh, there it is. That was the last of it. Get rid of this stage. And burn. Oh, there it is. I killed all of our energy really quickly. There we go. Open these up. And at this point, I guess we can even turn on the lights. Yeah, batteries are keeping us charged up. So I say let's do some quick science, shall we? Get a little barometer data, log that pressure data, space near Minmus, and then I gotta do space far because I forgot to do that. But that will remember on the way back. And then we can hop out and do an EVA. And this is above the Midlands. There we go. Keep that data. And inch my way up here and get this. Take that. Thank you. And then you get down here and board. There we go. Now we can just time warp our way down. Alright, here we are. Turn on to surface mode. And we're getting really close, but we have a pretty powerful engine here. Go ahead and point us retrograde. You can see the little shadow that's coming up on us. And even just a little bit slows us down. So max speed, this is gonna like kill our energy. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and wait to the last second. That's called the suicide burn because it's most fuel efficient. And here we are, we're getting right there. And there goes all of our speed, and we're down to 15. There we go. And again, we want to be between 3 and 4 meters per second when we hit the ground, something like that. 2 to 4 meters per second when we hit the ground. We want to have as little as possible, especially on Minmus, because the gravity on Minmus is just tiny, so if you hit the ground too far, you probably won't too fast, you probably won't die or anything, but you'll bounce. And bouncing is not good. You don't want to bounce. Okay, so here we are. Okay, that's bright enough, thank you. Okay, let's look at that. 1 meters per second. Alright, hovering at above 1. There we are. Touchdown! Welcome to Minmus. Let's collect that science. Okay, so here we are. We gotta log that pressure data, log that temperature data, observe the mystery goo, observe the science bay. Okay, get a crew report. Okay, and then do an EVA report. We already have the EVA flying over. So there's no need for that. Go ahead and take that data. Go ahead and collect that data and restore it. take this data, collect this data, and restore it. And then we're gonna inch our way down here. Okay. Space to let go. R for the little thrusters. And just a little bit, because the gravity here is extremely weak. Look at that. We're just a little bit at a time. Tiny amounts. Tiny amounts. Because the gravity is just absolutely minuscule. And touchdown. Excellent. Now I can get rid of the little thrusters and you can see how little gravity this is. If I push the, hey Bob, having a good time. I push space, look how far you go. That's just the regular jump. Look at that. I'm covering the whole rocket. It's ridiculous. And then coming back down again. And that's just a jump. It's just a regular jump. I don't know if this guy's gonna survive. Look at that. That's how little energy is. That's how little gravity is out here. Excellent. So anyways, let's do an EVA report and a surface sample. And let's plant a flag over Minmus's Midlands. Here we are. Get the little flag going. And we're gonna call this Midlands First Minmus Landing. Okay, here we are. That slow move. Turn on our little RCS thrusters and hop our way up. And very gently, very softly. You don't want to bounce off your rocket. It's never good. You want to nice and gently, easily work your way. F to grab. And then finally, forward. And here we are. We are ready to go. Let's go launch. Again, when you launch, you want to always launch east, so 90 degrees. So find the 90-degree heading. There's 90, 180, and 270. You want to be pointing towards the 90. Turn on your RCS, and you're going to hardly use any thrust. Hardly any at all. You're going to get yourself moving at a reasonable speed. And then once you clear the ground, immediately start pointing towards the horizon. Right away. Here we go. I'm pointing 90. Come on, there we go. There's 90. And then go to your map view right away. And then you can add acceleration if you want. But just be very, very careful. You can overshoot very easily. And wait till we get to about, what, 13,000? Something like that? 13,000 meters. And there's 5. Oh. Easy, easy. Let's get to 10. How about 10,000? Yeah, I don't think we need more than that. 10,000. There it is. 10,000. So we should be clearing all the mountains and everything. We can add a maneuver. Oh. Easy now. Come on, come on. And close enough. There we go. There it is. Now we can point towards our maneuver node. And this is going to be 10 minutes out. So look at that. Just a tiny bit of fuel. And we're already going all the way out there. So yeah. Quick little thing. So I'm going to go ahead and warp to our next maneuver. Just enjoy the view. This is Minmus. It's great. I love landing on moons because there's no atmosphere to escape, so you just use a little bit of fuel to get you out of there, and then you off. You get the flats here. They're a different type of biome in the Midlands, so there's different signs there. And here we are. We're right there, and I'm gonna time warp all the way to the point. Oh, okay. There we are. We're now in orbit around Minmus. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my gears, or my landing legs. There we go. That's tucked away. And we're off. So, we're in orbit around Minmus. How do you get back to Kerbin? Well, the same way as we got back to the moon. Back from the moon, it was somewhere like about here. You add a maneuver. And you keep going, even though it doesn't look like you're going to land on Minmus. You just keep going until you, or it doesn't look like you're going to land on Kerbin. You just keep going, keep adding prograde until eventually you'll see that it decreases. And there it is. Now it's going to give you this, the apoapsis is going to be above us. So we need to orient so the apoapsis is always below us. There it is. It's going to always get us closer, and then you keep burning more prograde. Alright. And then move it again, adjust it again until it's back below us. That, and keep burning prograde again, and adjust it. So there it is. So it's below us. You want the inside orbit to always be below us. See, now it's above us. You want that somewhere over here, like that. Keep burning some more. There it is. Eventually, it's going to disappear. Oh, there it is. To reappear again. 19, there it is. That's close enough. Point to our maneuver node, and this is a 9-second burn, so 10-second burn, T minus 5 seconds-ish. It's all the way over here. Let me go ahead and warp to the next maneuver. And we're zipping around Minmus, and eventually we're going to hit the dark side of Minmus. And the views go away, and there's Kerbin. There it appears in front of us, right there. And there's the moon, actually. You can see the moon right over there. I don't know if you can clearly see it against the black night. But here it is. It's all of us over here. And here we are. We're lining up. And again, 9-second burn, so about T minus 4 or 5 seconds. That's when we do our burn. It's at max speed. There it is. Oh, look at that. Crazy gimbal action. Let's reduce that a little bit. Oh, come on now. There it is. And there it is. Adjusting, and here we are. We're off. Here's the surface of Minmus. Oh, it's so dark you can't see it at all. And it looks like, look at that. See what happens in it. There it is, 12,000, and we're set. We're off to go. Time for a little time warp. And you'll see as we're flying away from Minmus. Here's Minmus, and there we are. You can focus on the ass, but you can say goodbye to Minmus. And as we're heading out, go ahead and quickly switch off time warp and do space high. There it is. We wanted that pressure data. And then we can go ahead and close this. And time warp again. Time warp out of here. There it is. And here we are. We're coming in. Started barely moving, and as we fall, we get faster and faster. You know, you can see more time is going. We've been in space for what is that? 20 days now? We've been in space for 20 days. A long time. But again, a day in Kerbin time is actually only 6 hours. So if you divide this by 4, it's only been 5 days, but still 5 days in space is a long time. 5 Earth days. Kerbin days are only 6 hours long, so a little bit faster. There we go, slow us down. And when we get to the 200,000 meter mark, we're gonna start burning. Try to get rid of the extra energy and extra fuel we have. We got tons of fuel, so I say we get rid of it. Here we are. Point retrograde. Perfect. Stability assist and point somewhere towards the sky. And give max throttle. We've got max gimbaling, or max throttle, there it is. And then adjust it, so more sky because it's going down. And we're killing off our energy just as before. This is a great use. This is a great way to practice like fine maneuvers and stuff. It also makes re-entry a lot safer. And you know, it's cool. You definitely get a feel for controlling the craft and doing, you know, just efficiency, using all of your energy in the most efficient way possible. And here I am, playing the balancing act, trying to keep it at 15,000 meters. You can see here the 50 it's starting to loop around, so we might actually end up landing somewhere in the water, maybe? But actually landing in the daytime for once. Yeah, we've been looking for that for a while. Here it is, it's starting to fall down real low. At this point I'm almost pointing perfectly towards the sky, and the apoapsis is going to turn around on me, so there it is. I'm at now the highest point. I'm at the highest point, and this is just crazy. Okay. At this point I can even spin around this way. Oh. And almost point, you know, almost add energy to raise the that. But I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to get all the way to the atmosphere, right at the atmosphere, and then at that point I'm going to burn retrograde perfectly when I'm in the atmosphere. So here it is, coming into the atmosphere, and boom, I'm in the atmosphere, pointing retrograde. I'm going to use the last of my fuel in the atmosphere to just kill off all energy. And I'm going to close my radiators. I don't need them now. Burning the last of my fuel. Perfectly retrograde to kill off all energy. And I'm getting rid of this stage. And I'm turning off SAS altogether. Okay, hold on, come on. There we go. Turning off SAS, and we're gonna see how this wonderful craft is extremely stable on the way down. Here it is. I've got time warp on max, and you'll see I drifted a little bit, but then I corrected again, and again it's gonna try to balance itself automatically. So you'll see that. Here it is. Here's re-entry. Looks like we're gonna land in the water, which is just fine. Here it is. It's slowing us down. G meters starting to go up. We're starting to get into thicker parts of the atmosphere. The little island is gonna zip by, and we're definitely gonna land in the water. And here it is. Speed goes down. We're now Mach 3. You can right click here. It's safe to deploy our chute. We'll go ahead and deploy that. And then eventually it's gonna deploy on us. And this is full time warp, so this is great. Like, this is just a safe craft built perfectly. There it is. It's gonna open up on us. Go ahead and open this, and let's see if we have any barometer data. Nope. Flying over Kerbin, nothing special. Reset it. But we haven't collected barometer data off the water though, so there's that. Again, I'm going to max my time warp just so I can get into the water faster. And then we're going to touch down. Now, from this point forth, when I do these videos, they're probably going to be able to fit them all into one episode because I'm going to fast forward through the launches, like getting into orbit, fixing my orbit and stuff like that. But we'll see how we actually end up going because we got a whole bunch of science. We're going to get a whole bunch of science from here. So I'm really looking forward to it. There we go. Splash down in the water. A little tip over action. There we go. Log that pressure data from the water. That's new science. We haven't done that yet. And then we're going to recover. And this is going to be the last big batch of science from landing and everything. Now, we can always land in more places, but look at that. 1,200 and a half science. This is just ridiculous amounts of science. Oh, very exciting. So the next episode, we're gonna do a whole bunch of research, and we're gonna see how far into the tree we're gonna go, and probably gonna build something new, something exciting. So, anyways, this is Nerdy Spaceman. Stay safe and fly far.